Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Bunny Operator here. Today we're going to go over the general overview and installation of the Noisefighters SIGHTLINE's gel ear pads. They essentially have cutouts for your ear pro, so it helps to prevent or reduce temple fatigue from your eye pro pushing against your head, causing hot spots and headaches. And also their heat sink, which is a special fabric that was designed by the folks over at Noisefighters to help wick away moisture and basically prevent that slimy sensation that you get from wearing ear pro all day. As you can see, there are the ops core arms as well as the axle advance attachments for the Howard Leight impact sports. You can ignore those for now. Today we're just going to be focusing on these for now. I just have these on the table to film a separate portion of the video. So we're going to go and get started. I'm going to move some of these things out of the way and start off with the Howard Leights first. Now, the Noisefighters website already has videos with instructions on how to remove the arms for Howard Leight as well as other ear pro that's out there. I already took these off because I was messing and test fitting the ops core amp and the axle advance pieces. So you can go ahead and reference their video. You notice that I had to cut out the headband portion for the Howard Leights in order to get the cables out. So this is a permanent modification if you're going to go with this system, but that will be covered in the next video. First things first, we're going to go ahead and open up the packages to see what's in there. A little bit of instructions for you. Set that off to the side. You notice they're universal gel cups here, and they're nice and squishy, super soft. They already feel really nice. But here's the channel that I mentioned earlier to allow for your ear pro to come through and not create hot spots as you're putting on your ear pro and it pushes against your head. So some folks out there complain about tension headaches, and that's the reason why. Let's go and open up the heatsink package. Here's the back of it if you want to see. Here are the rings that are available to help seal the products in. These are the coyote color to go with the green to work with my ops core helmet, which is this coloration, but I have a helmet cover coming from A&A Tactical in Multicam Tropic, so this color scheme sort of matches with it. So we're gonna go and get started here. I'm going to essentially come over here and just pop out this section of the ear pro. These are the old covers. You just pull them out because they're essentially held on by these little tabs here. Just going to take a little bit of alcohol here just to kind of clean up the surface a little bit. You don't have to do this, but I do it usually out of peace of mind. It's from like the years of sweat or so. Now some of you are probably wondering why I'm using Howard Leights. Well, because I've had them. They've been around. These are probably one of my first electronic ear pro. And simply because most of you out there are probably using the same ear pro, so I want to give you a data point. Now for bang for a buck, you know, Howard Leights can be had for about 50 bucks, and with the upgraded gel pads as well as these, and they pretty much turn out to be pretty good ear pro. Now we're just going to go ahead and test fit these before we peel off the adhesive. This is essentially how it sits and does fit. Same thing with this side. Make sure that it's in the proper orientation of up. Looks like it does fit. Okay, and moving on, we're gonna go ahead and install these. Now the instructions do state that there are tabs essentially to make sure that the gel pads are underneath the tabs. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do that. Gonna peel off the first one. Let's go and line this up. Make sure the orientation is correct. In the tabs. Nice. They already feel great. Super squishy. There he goes. There's the gel pads. Installed nicely. There's the channels. You can see here for the ear pros to go through. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and install the heat sinks now. Now the heat sinks have these little holes on the side to let you index on the actual nub themselves. But how we're going to install this is we're going to pull the entire plate back off on the Howard lights. We're just going to reach down, give it a tug. So that the entire plate comes out, including that piece that we just installed it on, okay? Make sure that the correct orientation is there. And what we're going to do is we're going to align the tabs as if these little nubs are on the sides. So I'm going to do a full wrap around there, making sure that these index tabs are on the side, or at least the holes are. Now push this fabric in as much as you can underneath to create a pocket. As you can see here, there's a pocket now. Now from this point, we're going to take the little metal clip. We're going to form a C and drop it straight in. And this is what retains it. It captures the material underneath. Now we're going to go ahead and fold this back up. See, the fabric is still captured and retained here. Now we're going to put our plate back on, proper orientation. Snap everything back on. Now we put the sleeve back over. Going to lock the index tab in. Lock this index side in. And there you have it. There he goes. Now this unit is done and completely installed. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side off camera. And there you have it. The Howard lights have been installed with the heat sink and the Sightline gel pads. This is what they look like, the finished product. You see the channels are still here, but now I not only have the squishiness of the gel pads for comfort, but also the moisture wicking ability of the heat sink to prevent that slimy, gooey feeling from wearing ear pros all day. So I'm gonna test these out and see how they work out for me. I'm gonna set these off to the side and then move on to doing the same thing for the Peltor. I believe these are the Sport Tacs. Actually, not the Tac Sports, these are the Sport Tacs. For about maybe $130 or so, if not even less at the time of this video. I'm sure you can get these for about $100 right now. But these are also very comfortable on their own. They're kind of squishy. but now I can add even softer gel squishiness with the cutout. Okay, moving on to the Peltor Sport Tacs. So in order to remove these, we're just going to go ahead and twist it 90 degrees, then push with a little bit of force to pop these arms out. Easy peasy. Same procedures as before. Reach in, kind of dig in deep, pop these out. And these should just be able to come right out here. A little bit of pulling. There's a little bit of glue and residue on this one. As you can see, the Peltors also come with a squishy texture, but it's still just foam versus gel, and there's no cutout, so it's still going to be a viable upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of residue remover, a little bit of alcohol, get some of this residue off. I'll do that off camera and we'll get back to you. Okay, I went ahead and pulled off the other side too, but now they're all dried and cleaned off. There's no more residue. So let's go ahead and test fit the gel cups. Looks like these are pretty much going to be perfect fits here. Go ahead and do the first one. Line that up. Yeah, this is like a perfect fit. Go ahead and seal. Wow, definitely a perfect fit. To the other side. There he goes. Here's the channels, gel cups. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and move on to installing the sinks now, same way as before. Going to pop this over. Making sure that the holes on the side for the tabs are centered. Okay. Now this one's going to be a little bit easier than the Howard lights because it is round. The Howard lights are square profiles, so it doesn't quite make a circle like it's supposed to. Like in this case here, where it's making a full dent down below. All right, take our little metal C-clip here, metal rod. We'll go ahead and bend that into a C. There, and now it's retained. Move on to the other side. Okay, moving on to putting these back together. Proper orientation. Make sure the groove is right there. Go ahead and fold this back. Line this up. Go ahead and snap it back in place here. Okay. Now we're going to fold this over, so making sure the indexing section is here. Just gonna stretch that over till it snaps in place. Same thing with this side, just stretch this over till it snaps in place. Now we're gonna fold over the heatsink. There he goes. That's one side down. Moving on to the other side. Now let's put these puppies back together. Let's go ahead and line up the tabs here. Go ahead and notch this in. It's gonna be a little bit tighter now because the tabs are there, or because the heatsink is adding to the thickness. There he goes. On this side. There he goes. That's one side down. Go to the other. Again, because we took these off at an angle, we're gonna have to put it off at a put it back on at a 90-degree angle. Just give it a little bit of leverage. There he goes. And on this side. There he goes. There you have it. Complete set of Ear Pro of the Peltor Sport Tac. I think these are the 300 series, Sport Tac 300 series, with the heatsink and the Sightline gel pads from Noisefighters. It's all complete. This should be extra comfortable. If you're wondering, this is the mesh headband cover from A&A Tactical. I have a discount code for them. A&A Tactical is a great company. They work with a variety of vendors, including Shaw Concepts and a few others out there. So the benefit to the mesh headband is it helps to wick away moisture. So overall, this is for general everyday comfort if you're out there all day long. So that's the whole point of this. And there you have it, folks. That's the general overview and install of the Noisefighters SIGHTLINE's gel pads and the heatsink on both the Leight Impact Sport as well as the Peltor Sport Tac 300. You can go to Noisefighters website to see what other Ear Pro they support. As far as I understand, they have different versions, but the gel pads are either universal or specific to a particular brand and model type. Like for these two, these are both using universals, even though they have specific ones for other variants of the Peltors. As far as the heatsink, it's generally universal as well. Of course, the fitment on each different type will vary. So that's pretty much it for this portion. I've tested these on with my iPro and it's been pretty comfortable so far, so I like them. I'll be using them and giving feedback as time goes on. But as far as I've read online and feedback from some of my followers, these are extremely comfortable and well worth the money to upgrade. Granted, you know, after all that's said and done, you could have just bought like a $200 to $300 set of Peltors or Swordens, MS Swordens. But then again, it's still not going to be as comfortable because you don't have these enhanced features or perks that comes to these aftermarket support systems. Now, as far as the Howard lights here, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that I have these off in order to adapt the Axle Advance rack RAC to the OpsCore amp arms in order to use with my OpsCore helmet. So stay tuned for that video. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. You know, feel free to always comment and help each other out. If I don't have the answers or you get to the question first, then, you know, help each other out because we are a community. Let me know if there's something I missed. Let me know if there was details that I missed, and I'll go ahead and pin your comment as needed. You know, as usual, the YouTube algorithms, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for the video to anyone who you think might need the information or somebody else that's been looking at the Noisefighters parts themselves. So stay tuned for the next video. That's all I got for today. Bunny Operator signing out.